Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. Let's get into today's action. A lot to discuss. Markets are taking a hit. S&P down 13, NASDAQ is down 39 points, and the Dow down 77 on this Thursday, July 17th, 2014. Now, basically what's going on today, folks, first of all, the cycle is upon us, and it's scary. I repeat, it is so freaking scary how things like what's going on today and what's been going on over the last, week or so with these bubblings up in Iraq, and then now today with this Malaysian airline potentially crashing over Ukraine because it was shot down by the Russian separatists, which again technically or supposedly are being supplied by Russia. I mean, if this turns out to be a Russian missile that was given to these separatists that shot down this commercial airliner, that could be a huge fiasco. Huge fiasco. And ultimately, it all coincides around the cycle date. And this is the power of it. And look at where the markets are. All right, every video I've done in the past couple weeks, I focused on this upsloping trend line. This upsloping trend line that goes literally back to April and May connectors, connecting the highs from April and May. And it goes right through, and we've hit it so many times. We hit it again on Tuesday, and look at today. We're now piercing it. We pierced it before bounced. They bounced it again off this level. Now we are seeing sell pressure coming in, guys. And honestly, if this turns out to be an issue with Russia and such, you really could see, you really could see a major event, and this could be the catalyst for the beginning of the breakdown in the markets off the cycle. All right, so we're going to watch this again. Let the charts tell us what's going on. That's important. We don't want to make any assumptions yet. Let's see where the markets close. We're looking for a close below this upsloping trend line. If that happens, then it kicks the can into tomorrow for confirmation. If that happens, then everything is in play. Everything is in play at that point. And right now, the spider's down $1.25 here. Nice little sell-off. Just a heads up, guys. Congratulations if you were a member and shorted SanDisk with me. All right, and a lot of us did this. Look at the gains on this today. All right, I took profits today, a 10% gain on my short on SanDisk. Literally, I think today's the 17th. We shorted it on the 7th. That's 10 days ago, only about 6 trading days or so, 7 trading days. And sure enough, 10% gain on this short. All right, in addition, we bought just a couple days ago oil. And oil's rallying today beautifully here. And again, in the money nicely on the USO. And if you look at any of our other shorts that we have out there that have been accumulated into this cycle date, look at this. CMG. I'm up well over $10 on this stock. Okay? Take a look at some of the other ones. I mean, it's just beautiful to see these stocks coming in drastically like they are. And again, this is all because if you know the cycles, if you know how to read the charts, then ultimately you're going to be in a good position. By the way, one stock I'm in here intraday is COH. And the reason I'm in COH, strong stock, pulled back when the market crashed, never went negative, held the 200. I just picked it up right here above the 20 MA, and it's starting to break out here back towards, my expectation is that it's going to go right here. So 34.30-ish, 34.29. And again, I'm already up couple $100 on this trade here as it's extending itself. But this is a great little trade setup. I love one of these. And again, the idea is that the market's super weak and this is still strong. So if the market bounces at some point, this should really get a nice pop. And if we go back to the SPY, look at the markets just getting a little bounce as that COH is getting a bounce as well. So that's going on there, folks. Looking at the dollar is slightly lower right now. If we go to the daily chart briefly, please notice you got this retrace into the scene of the crime. This was your buy level that I gave everyone and told everyone you'd have a bounce off of. You came up to the 50, consolidated in a bullish manner, broke out, and now you're coming into the 200 MA, which is going to be a little bit of resistance. So nice stuff right there. All right, what else do we have? Gold today. All right, gold is having a nice bounce back. Why is gold bouncing back? Because of the instability with Russia. All right, any sort of global conflict, or if global entities get drawn into a conflict. And by the way, it's interesting because Europe has been very reluctant to impose sanctions on Putin because of what he's done with Ukraine, because they're reliant on the gas pipeline that goes through Ukraine from Russia. Now, if this airline is kind of put on the heads of the Russian heads there, Putin and so forth, because they supplied a missile that shot it down. You're going to see Russia, especially, excuse me, you're going to see Europe, especially since this airline flew from Amsterdam, all of a sudden come harder down on Putin and very likely heavier sanctions. And that's why the RSX, which is the Russian ETF that tracks the Russian market, look at this drop today. I mean, this is a big time drop, 6% here. That's a big time stock market drop, and this is basically gauging their stock market right now. So pretty crazy stuff. I mean, this is it. This is big time informational happenings right now. And by the way, folks, any stock that was in sympathy to SanDisk is getting hit. Look at SanDisk on the daily. What a drop. I mean, look at the volume today, too, on SanDisk. An absolute hammering, down 13%. But if you look at Micron today, down 4%. If you look at WDC, these are all kind of storage semiconductor plays. Look at that. By the way, beautiful doji on WDC yesterday. That was a beautiful sell signal right there. And again, I was short SanDisk and getting paid handsomely because of it. So really nice to see that right there, folks. Okay, so that's what we have going on here, guys. Just trying to scan through and see if there's anything else going on the charts. Let's just flip through a couple of the bigger names. Apple is trading down $1.36. Apple had a really ugly reversal yesterday. I thought this was big, and I said this to the members in the nightly video in the research center. If you looked at Apple yesterday, it gapped up, and then at the end of the day, it had this huge sell-off, even though the markets yesterday kind of were holding up pretty well. And that was not a good sign. And you've seen this sell-off continue. Nice little bottoming tail there, though, for that little bounce. But again, if we zoom out, where's support? Actually, this was support right here. I gave this to the chat earlier. Nice bounce. But next support area after that is going to be right here. That's your next level. Okay? So really interesting action here. Baidu was strong earlier, but has come back in and gone negative. We are seeing a few Dow components holding up. Disney got hammered the last few days and is getting a small bounce. IBM is still bouncing. IBM reports earnings after the bell. I mean, just think about this. So not only do you have all this geopolitical, and I'm not talking about just Russia and Ukraine. I'm talking about China and the South China Sea there, that Vietnam dispute, Philippines dispute, Japan's disputing some of these islands. Then you got Iraq going on, all this nonsense in Iraq and the fighting. Then you got Israel and the Palestinians in Gaza. Then you got, again, as I said, Ukraine and so forth. I mean, this global conflicts are reaching a peak here, and it's not a coincidence that this is happening around the cycle date. I'm just saying that. I'll leave you at that, guys. Come join us. Take the 7-day free trial to InTheMoneyStocks.com and profit with the pros. Take care.